I'm Jay, and today I want to share 10 audio editing tips that'll seriously speed up your workflow and make your videos sound way better. This isn't some boring tutorial full of fluff. These are practical things I've picked up over 2 decades of doing audio, and yes, they apply whether you came from music or jumped straight into making videos. First thing first, build a workflow and actually stick to it. Sounds basic, I know, but you'd be surprised how many creators don't have one. When I help people edit, I ask, "What's your workflow?" And half the time they shrug. When you define a repeatable process, what you do first, what you do next, 2 things happen. Editing gets faster and your audio quality becomes consistent across videos. Think of it like a recipe you follow each time. Copy other people's workflows to start. Tweak them to fit your brain, then repeat. Pro tip, you can even document your steps in a checklist so you don't skip anything when you're rushed.
Tip 2, organize your audio tracks.
Don't throw every audio clip onto a single track and hope for the best.
Give each sound type its own dedicated tracks.
I usually do 2 to 3 tracks per source. For example, camera audio gets a couple tracks, computer audio gets a couple tracks, then dedicated tracks for SFX, room tone ambient, and music. 1. It makes it obvious where things live when you open a session. 2. If your editor lets you apply changes to an entire track, you can fix or adjust whole groups at once instead of fiddling clip by clip. It's about saving time and cutting down friction. Number 3. Dialogue comes first. If your video has spoken words, everything else should serve the dialogue. You can have the sickest music and cinematic SFX, but if people can't hear what's being said, your message is lost. So before stressing about music volume or FX levels, always check how everything sits relative to the dialogue.
Does the music swallow the voice?
Is the voice sitting too dry with no bed? Balance everything around the dialogue first.
Tip 4, actually edit your dialogue.
Don't just slap voice clips into a timeline and call it a day. Use EQ, gentle compression, and normalization to get the tone and dynamics right. With a decent mic, you're already ahead, but you can still tidy things up. Cut out nasal or honky frequencies, tame peaks with light compression, and tighten the overall level so your delivery sounds consistent from start to finish. There's a lot to say about dialogue editing alone, but the rule is, don't skip it.
5, record and use room tone.
This tiny habit will save you tons of headaches. Before you start speaking, record 30-60 seconds of silence, the ambient noise of the room. You can drop those clips into edits to smooth cuts and mask small continuity jumps. Same thing if you're outside. Capture a bit of ambient noise so you can stitch clips together naturally. It sounds boring, but great editors always do this. Tip 6, get a proper mix by respecting standard loudness ranges. Don't just crank volumes until it sounds loud on your headphones. Use reference ranges. A reliable starting point I use often is dialogue around 18 to 9 dB, music around 22 to 18 dB, and ambience SFX around 20 to 10 dB. Those ranges keep things balanced across different listening systems and help you avoid the whole YouTube loudness war. Speaking of which, don't try to be the loudest channel. Your audio quality matters more than peak dB. 7. Automate music volume with keyframes, not cuts. Ever notice how in films the music duck is smooth under dialogue and then swells again for B-roll? Don't chop music clips and brute force the levels. Use keyframes and automation so the music fades naturally around speech. Smooth transitions equals professional sound. Hard cuts in music for volume changes sound jarring and amateur. 8. Normalize your master track before exporting. This is a super quick step that pulls all your work together. After you've balanced dialogue, music, and SFX, run a gentle normalization on your master so the overall program sits where it should.
Important note, normalization is different from heavy bus compression.
I usually avoid compressing the entire master. I compress dialogue lightly, but leave the master bus mostly for subtle glue or final tweaks. Tip 9, use everything in moderation. We love shiny tools, compressors, noise reduction plugins, de-essers, fancy reverbs, but more is not always better. 2 scenes where people overdo it, compression and noise reduction. If you crush your dialogue with too much compression, you'll amplify room rumble and breathiness and make things worse. Overdo noise reduction and voices start sounding synthetic or underwater. Noise reduction is about reduction, not total elimination. Reduce enough so the dialogue sits cleanly above the background, and stop right before artifacts show up. This is honestly one of the trickiest parts of audio, finding that sweet spot. Finally, tip 10, do real sound design. Put people in the space. If you're trying to sell a location or create mood, add footsteps, distant traffic, chair squeaks, subtle room reverb, whatever matches the scene. Small, well-placed details make the environment feel real. If you want a deep dive on my sound design thinking, I did a whole breakdown elsewhere that shows my workflow. But the core idea is simple. Design the space so the listener believes it. Quick reality check. None of these tips magically fix a terrible recording. Good source audio is still king, which is why part of your pre-production should be mic placement, room treatment, budget considerations, and monitoring levels while you record. Treat post as enhancement, not rescue. Oh,
And a practical workflow shortcut for busy creators. Use smart tools to repurpose long-form content. If you're creating long videos or live streams and want short clips for socials without spending hours cutting, a tool can be a huge time saver.
AI automatically finds the high engagement moments in long videos and turns them into ready-to-post clips. Plus, it can auto-schedule those clips across your platforms using a content calendar feature. That means you get the sound right in your main edit. And the tool helps you repurpose the best bits without manually hunting through hours of footage. It's not a replacement for good audio work. You still want to apply the tips I just gave, but it dramatically speeds up distribution. Compare that to other solutions. A lot of clip makers out there require you to do all the cutting manually, or they're one-trick tools that charge a ton for basic scheduling. Some auto editors pick clips but give you zero control over the pacing or context. It hits a balance. Fast automation that still lets you tweak clips and maintain your audio quality, plus integrated scheduling so your feed stays consistent without you babysitting it. A few extra quick tips before I wrap up. Monitor on multiple systems when you can. Cheap earbuds, phone speaker, and a pair of neutral headphones. If it sounds okay across those, you're in great shape. Keep an ear on transitions. Sloppy edits show up as pops, level jumps, or abrupt ambience changes. And lastly, document what works for you. The more you repeat your process, the less time you'll waste deciding what to do next. All right, that's the 10. Build a solid workflow, organize your tracks, prioritize dialogue, edit it properly, capture room tone, respect loudness ranges, automate music with keyframes, normalize the master, use tools sparingly, and design the soundscape. Add in a smart clip workflow if you're repurposing long-form content. It'll save hours and keep your channels posting consistently. If you liked this, hit subscribe, follow along for more practical editing tips, and go make something that sounds great. Catch you in the next one.